Hey, what's up you guys, it's Sunny Ovi, and in this video I am going to talk about how the Taurus season will be for each zodiac sign. Keep in mind that these are generals. The things that I may talk about may not resonate with you, which should be alright. I do recommend for you to rewatch this video at the end of Taurus season just to see if it resonates. Also, if you would like a personal reading with me, please go to www.thesunnyglow.com. The link will be in the description bar below. And disclaimer with my readings, I do talk fast, I do curse. And due to me reading for a lot of different energies, my readings can be pretty jumpy. But let's start with my Aries. Okay, so how was your birthday season? Was it fun? Was it lackluster? Was it memorable? How was your birthday? Alright, but let's see what's going on for my Aries for Taurus season. Spirit is saying you have a choice. I keep picking up on the word pick, okay? Either you need to pick and choose your battles, you need to pick the particular career that you want, you need to pick the path that you want to travel. Right now you've went through some lessons, some hard lessons, or it's just like a lot is in your face right now, and you know, you may be a busy bee, or you have been a busy bee, but Spirit is like, okay, like we want you to choose something. We've presented a lot to you, and now it's time for you to make a delegated choice. And I also had the vision of a dark cloud that had burst, and like a black shadow was casting down. So maybe for some of you, you may have issues with depression, anxiety, mental issues. Maybe you're going through a tornado in your area, or you just have a lot on your plate. You have a lot on your mind. I keep picking up that like mental issues will be highlighted severely, or this is something that you've gone through, and you know, maybe Spirit is saying, okay, like, do you want to continue down this path, or do you want to pick something else? Do you want to pick another emotion? Or Spirit may be saying, for some of you, Taurus season, you know, may be a bit difficult. You know, you may not be getting the things that you want. Maybe things that appeared, you know, bright and happy to you, maybe in the Taurus season, you know, you're seeing the heavier side of it. You're seeing the darker side of it. Maybe for some of you, you are aware of your demons. You are aware of your habits. Maybe you will be more interested in demonic deities. I hate to say it like that, but that's really the only way I can think of wording it. Or maybe very intense deities. Maybe for some of you, you feel the presence of an actual demon, or you may be seeing the negative sides of someone else. So yeah, but let's see what the card has to say. Two cards want to come out. Alright, so we have Stand Your Ground and Prosperity Begins. I could not get that out for a minute. Oh, okay, so this is kind of making sense. Now, before a flower can bloom, the seed has to be planted in the dirt, meaning it has to experience the dark, okay? And, you know, maybe Taurus season will be the time where you are in the dark about something, or you are coming to the realization that you are in the dark. You're in a hole. You've put yourself in a hole. Someone around you has put you in a hole, or you witness someone, you know, going through a difficult stage within their life. But regardless of who's in this dark hole, you are in the darkness for a reason, okay? Maybe Spirit wants you to understand your shadow self. But you know, it's time for you to understand, okay, do you want to continue in the darkness, or do you want to change paths? Do you want to change your season? Okay. Do you want to be in a winning season, or do you just want to continue down misery lane? Um, but if you want to grow, you must understand as well, if you are stunting your own growth, if you are surrounded by people that are stunting your growth, vice versa, whatever the case may be, I just feel like there's issues of growing, to be honest. Like there's issues with movement. Um, but Spirit really wants you guys to be confident. For some reason, I'm definitely seeing this as y'all. The planet, I'm going to say, that's behind this figure, for some reason I'm seeing this as Mars. I'm getting the vibration of Mars. I'm not sure if Mars will be significant or highlighted within Taurus season, but I feel like the energy of Mars, which is the god of war and sex and action, I feel like Spirit wants you to understand the vibration of Mars. Maybe you need to work with Mars, with you being an Aries. Or maybe Spirit wants you to understand the dark qualities of Mars as well. Okay? But definitely make sure that you are confident with your decisions and where you're going and where you want to go. But I keep picking up on this issue of like stunting your growth, or coming to the realization of something stunting your growth. Be cautious of pride or ego getting in the way of growth and happiness that you are meant to experience within this lifetime. I definitely feel like there may be talks of a new baby coming into the picture. For some reason, Spirit wanted me to say a new presence. So maybe for some of you, this may be a baby, but for others of you, this may be an opportunity that requires for you to grow. It may just be hard work. It's up to you to, follow through with it. It's up to you if you want to continue it. But I feel like Spirit is low-key tired of you, like, criticizing yourself, or like falling short is what I'm hearing the most. Like giving yourself the shorter end of the stick. Like Spirit is tired of you doing that. I'm also picking up that there may be an issue in regards to like family dynamic. You may have to speak your truth. You may have to like speak your turn, when it comes to family debates, but don't interrupt. Be the responsible person, because Spirit is saying you will gain more by listening to the other person and waiting your turn to speak. Okay? Or Spirit may be saying, you may notice, people or family members around you that are growing, that are prospering, and like, they're getting their way, they're getting what they want. Maybe Spirit is like, wait your turn. Don't throw evil eye at this person. Just wait your turn. I'm also picking up that for some of you, there may be temptation in regards to sex and relationships. So if you are partnered up with someone, you know what you need to do. It's up to you. If you won't cheat, honey, that's on you. Or vice versa. If you are partnered up with someone, maybe your partner is going through temptation. Maybe you're noticing your partner are having a wandering eye. Okay. But yeah, Spirit wants you to understand that things are coming together. It's just in a rocky format, but Spirit wants to see how you're going to deliver during this time. They want to see, how you're going to handle things, how you're going to prosper through. That's what's showing up really, really strong. And only the strong and will-minded will survive. And you can take that how you want to. But good luck with everything, Aries. Alright, so my Tauruses, happy birthday. Hopefully your birthday is great and grand and spectacular. Alright, so let's see what's going on for my Tauruses. What's going on for y'all in your own season? What's going on for Tauruses and Tauruses? All right. For some of you, okay, I have to tell you what I see. The first thing that I saw was a vision of like someone with their head like hung really, really low. At first, I was like, okay, is this like the hermit? But I kept getting the vibe of like hanging. So maybe for some of you, you will hear of a hanging. Maybe some of you or someone around you dies from a suicidal hanging. Maybe this is a homicide hanging. Maybe for some of you, like you're hanging your head low. There's disappointment. There's confusion. There's a lack of consideration. Maybe for some of you, there's a possibility of you feeling like the middleman out, if that makes sense. Maybe you feel like you aren't being heard. Maybe you feel like there is injustice for you. Okay. Or maybe you're just kind of bored with life, and you're saying, damn, that there has to be more to life. Maybe you feel like you can't have fun. Maybe the whole quarantine thing is getting annoying. Maybe you had plans to do something, or you can't do it now, or someone stands you up. Maybe for some of you, you find yourself being a Debbie Downer. Maybe you want to vent to someone. Maybe someone is venting to you. But I keep picking up, like, if you're venting to someone or vice versa, it's very draining. I'm not sure if you're going to the same person, or if like the more you talk about your problems and your worries, like it strains you. It's like depressing for you, because sometimes like when you talk about your problems, like it can feel like a breath of fresh air. But for some reason, I just feel like if you're constantly talking about your issues, like it's just more of a burden. Like the more you hear about it, it's just like, really, I'm really going through this, or vice versa. Flip it to how it resonates. But if you do find yourself backed up against a corner, Spirit wants you to understand, what have you done, or what do you plan to do to get out of this corner? Like, you can get out of it. You can really, really get out of it. Maybe for some of you, you feel like a fuck up. You feel like a failure. Or once again, like there's just disappointment in a sense. But yeah, let's see what the card says. Y'all have two cards as well. Alright, so we have Spiritual Union and Universe. Okay, so with these two cards together, this is very karmic. So some of you, you may go through karmic lessons that you have to go through. Like, you have to go through it during this time. So some of you, like, you may feel like the heaviness of your karmic lessons, your karma energy. I'm not sure if there's something going on with Saturn or Pluto. Not really sure, but yeah, normally when I get like this heavy karmic energy in regards to like the Cosmo realm, I see this as like Pluto or Saturn. For others of you, I am picking up that there may be a sadness or karmic lessons, or like a karmic turn when it comes to relationships. Some of you may be meeting someone during this time, and regardless of how this person comes in or goes out, I feel like there's a great lesson with this person. Be cautious of an emptiness, okay? Be cautious of an emptiness. I'm not sure if you will feel incomplete or the other person will feel complete, or if you are currently in a relationship and like you just feel incomplete. Maybe for some of you, you want to be in a relationship because you just feel incomplete right now. For some reason, Spirit is saying two heads are better than one, and you can definitely take that how you want to. maybe for some of you, if you have an important decision and you are kind of stuck in the middle, if you are stuck in the middle, God can talk. Maybe you need to get a second opinion, someone that you trust. I keep picking up on the twos here. The number two will be very significant. Whether this is a time frame or, once again, the number two, the vibration of the number two will be very significant. Be mindful of balance. Be mindful of pleasure and pain is what Spirit is saying as well. Maybe for some of you, you want to get a piercing, you want to get a tattoo, maybe you want to have rough sex. I keep picking up that, you know, some of you, like, you're using pain to, like, fill in a void, or you're seeking pleasure to fill out a void. Regardless of if you are experiencing pain or pleasure, this is causing for you to go in this circle, this loophole, is what I'm picking up. So Spirit really wants you to deal with your problems and deal with your agony during this time. Something has been bothering you, something that you've been dealing with for some time now in regards to, like, a partnership. You know, maybe you're tired of being single. Maybe you are in a dead-end relationship. Maybe, you know, there's issues, or there were issues in, like, your family dynamic, whatever the case may be. Maybe for some of you, you're going through a battle, like, with custody, you know, something like that. Whatever has been up and down in regards to a partnership, Spirit is like, you have to deal with this now. And you have to make the right decision. Okay? And if other people are involved in this cycle, you can't just think about yourself. You have to think of everyone that's influenced and everyone that is involved in this pattern or in this cycle. Be cautious of you putting your karma on everyone else. You know, maybe you're blaming other people for your mistakes, vice versa. Flip it to how it resonates. But it's something that you're doing that Spirit is like, change it, change it, change it now, change it now. But on another note, maybe for some of you, there's a possibility of you finding love, okay? And it's going to be with someone that's very attractive, okay? I feel that some of you will have the chance of meeting a soulmate during this time. However, a big chunk of you will meet karmic twin flames. Me personally, I see twin flames as they mirror you, but a lot of the times it can be very toxic. It can be more toxic than harmonious, to be honest. And, you know, you may find yourself, like, just being drained or kind of, you know, regretting this person in a sense, feeling like this person doesn't understand you, vice versa. So just be cautious about that, and just, you know, be mindful of the pattern that you're going in. Maybe for some of you, once again, like, there's a karmic lesson that you have to understand. You know, maybe it's not going to be with the same person, like an ex. Maybe it's going to be the same lesson, but with a new person, you know, or, you know, the same lesson with a new job. Whatever the case may be, I just feel like Spirit wants you to put an end to something that's causing mental torment for you, okay? But for some of you, you're going to have to get the assistance from another person. So, and this is, I'm getting this example. If you feel like you have a lot of bad luck, or you feel like you've been cursed, whatever the case may be, Spirit is saying, okay, you can do what you can for yourself, you know, like rituals, meditation, spiritual paths. But maybe, you know, it's time for you to get the expertise from someone that knows what they're doing, someone who can, you know, give you a different, Lord, give you a different perspective on, you know, what's harming you, what's haunting you, what's bothering you. Okay, so Spirit really wants you to ask for help during this time. Rather, you know, you're asking your divine guardian angels for help, or you're asking another human for help. But yeah, maybe for some of you, Spirit wants you to understand the yin and yang sides of you. Maybe they want you to feel complete with yourself. Maybe you've been so busy worrying about like being around someone, being with someone, being in a relationship, that you forgot about making you happy. You forgot about making yourself feel whole. So yeah, but good luck with everything, Tauruses. Alright, so next we have Geminis. Alright, hey Geminis, what's going on for you? Let's see what Taurus season has in store for you. I feel like something or someone will present something to you. I am picking up that majority of you will receive roses. Okay. I wanted to say flowers because the vision of the flower that I'm seeing is not a rose, but ironically, Spirit made me say roses. So maybe for some of you, you will receive roses during this time. Maybe you will want to grow roses. Okay. Or daffodils. Maybe daffodils would be significant for you as well. Chamomile, daisies. But what was I saying? I do see some of you receiving a helping hand from the other side. So spirit will be there watching you, helping you, trying to give you leeway in a sense. For others of you, be cautious of trickster spirits because they may harm you. Definitely understand the vibration of things. If you are into spiritual work, or, you know, whatever the case may be, like, understand how you feel, you know, when you're working with different deities, or just, you know, when you're working in the spiritual realm altogether. Just be mindful of how you feel and always protect yourself. For others of you, you may, okay, I keep picking up on this desperation vibe. I'm not sure if some of you are desperate for help. If you feel desperate, if you are around someone who's desperate for attention, desperate for love, vice versa, whatever the case may be. I keep picking up on this desperation vibe. But the first thing that I saw was a number 4. And I'm getting the vibe of stamina. Maybe for some of you, you want to work out. Maybe you're thinking of how your body has changed. Your body is not youthful as it used to be. And you want to get back to a good, oh my God, is it limbo? I can't think of how to say it properly. But libido, I think. Yeah, libido, I think that's how you say it. But the number 4 turned into the number 9. Okay, so some of you, I cannot talk. You're definitely going through a transformation when it comes to stability and structure and foundation. The things that you thought were permanent or had, you know, a stern foundation in your life, you're understanding that you will go through changes. Okay, I keep picking up on like a burst of change, like something is breaking, something is cracking. So you can take that how you want to. Maybe for some of you, you will have issues within the home. Maybe you have to leave your home. Maybe there will be issues with eviction. Maybe you get kicked out. Maybe you kick your roommate out. Maybe, you know, you just have to leave, you know, your home. You have to break the lease. or you feel like you don't belong, you know, in your home. Maybe something runs you out of your home. Maybe, you know, in regards to family dynamic or relationships, there may be a break, or like you notice the difference of, you know, that relationship, and maybe even friendship as well. You know, like you just notice a change and a difference within something that you thought was, you know, permanent and long lasting. But let's see what the card says. We have two cards. We have another one wanting to pop out, but we're gonna leave your ass where it is. And we have passion ignited, trapped in fear. I'm kind of interested in what this other card said. Heart chakra, interesting. Okay, so some of you are afraid of being the one with egg on your face. You don't want people or a particular person, you don't want them to see you failing, especially if, you know, they were kind of mean to you and said, oh, that's not gonna work, you're gonna regret doing that, you know, especially if you were like, no, I'm not gonna regret it, fuck you, you'll see, you know, and maybe now you're in a spot or predicament where things are falling apart just like someone told you. But it's like you don't want to run back to that person or those people, you know, asking for help. So maybe, you know, spirit sees this and they're going to try to, you know, give you a helping hand. They're going to try to help you out anyway. Or maybe for some of you, you are connecting, or you want to connect with deities that work with emergency, that work with help, you know, that works with aid. But I keep picking up on this conflict, a conflict that's bothering you in regards to something that you were passionate about, something that you were happy about. And maybe this isn't even a relationship, you know, maybe this could have been a job, this could have been a project, you know, maybe it's something in regards to you. You know, maybe something so simple, you know, like of you changing your hair, you getting a tattoo, you know, whatever the case may be, something that you were proud of in the beginning is changing now. You feel different about it now, or it's crumbling. Something is crumbling now. Whether this will be, you know, a gradual crumble, or it's all together falling apart. Because this is the Ace of Wands, but I'm seeing this in reverse. I'm actually seeing this as like panicking, like you're trying to hold on to something that you once loved, and maybe for some of you that's the problem. You know, you're trying to hold on, you're trying to savor something that's dying or has died, because your heart has grown fond of it. Your heart has grown fond of it. And without it, you feel like you can't make it. Or without it, without the support, you feel like you're back at square one. For others of you, if you aren't experiencing this at all, be cautious of love this season. To be honest, you may find yourself in a new relationship. Maybe even someone from the past will come back. But I see you being foolish and so hung-go on a relationship. And it's really not good for you. A part of you know that it will not be good for you, but you still want to do it anyway. um, Spirit is saying your heart will be on the line during the season. To be honest, Spirit wants you to work on the heart chakra. Really interesting because as you can see, her heart is in flames, and you guys had the heart chakra popped out too. So the heart chakra is really going to be significant for you. Um, that ties into connection, self-love, how others view you, how others love you. It ties into nature, love for animals. You know, so maybe for some of you, you want to get a pet. Maybe you have a love-hate relationship with your pet. Maybe your pet is clingy during this time. Maybe you're dreaming of your dead pet. Maybe for others of you, you will have issues of being a teacher's pet, or if you were the teacher's pet once upon a time, maybe your teacher is getting a new teacher's pet and you feel some type of way about it. This may sound kind of random. If you just had a baby, maybe you're going through postpartum depression. Okay. Or if you are feeling as if you're losing yourself, you're losing grips and hopes for a relationship, or for plans that you love dearly. Maybe you're in panic mode about that. Seeing this trapped in fear, which is the 8 of Swords, seeing this is bothering me. I feel like some of you have a hard time seeing the truth. You have a hard time seeing reality. Maybe you have a hard time adjusting to something. On another note, be careful of you missing your aid due to you being in depression, or kind of like in pity mode. You miss the fact that someone wants to help you. This is really random, but it kind of makes sense. Maybe there's some of you who you're still stuck on your lover, okay? Whether you're in a relationship that isn't good at all, or you just gotten out of a relationship, or however long you've been out of a relationship. Maybe you're stuck on this person. You're constantly thinking about this person. Maybe you're going to miss an opportunity for good love due to you being blinded by your ex, or due to you chasing after someone that doesn't want you anymore. You're missing out on a good person. Maybe for others of you, you may be thinking about an ex that you took for granted. Or maybe you're beating yourself up at how foolish you've been when it comes to love. I keep picking up that obviously the heart chakra it's going to be very fragile during Taurus season. I keep picking that up. There seems to be this disconnect with the present, with proper timing. And Spirit wants you to understand the now. It wants you to understand your situation as of now. Not how you want it to be, not how it was, but how it is now. Because I feel like many of y'all, like, you're just kind of like stuck in a predicament, or you're stuck in the clouds because of how you wanted things to be, or how things were, especially if things were good. but it's like you're missing out on a good opportunity. You're missing out for help, you know, coming your way, all because you're too busy. Like, you're in this revolving door, and it's just like, when are you gonna make your way out of it? Really interesting, because so far it seems like majority of the signs have been getting this like loophole going in circle message. So that's really, really interesting. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for y'all. It's like you want to get out of this pattern, but you're 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 still in this revolving door. That's the vision that I'm seeing. And I'm also picking up that some of you need to be cautious of you like mentally tormenting yourself. I keep picking up on this movie. I can't think of the name exactly, but I know it's called Hotel and then the room number. But it's this guy, he's a writer, and he visits hotels that are haunted, and he lets, you know, his fans know if the room is haunted or if it, you know, if it isn't. But he went to this particular room, and the hotel manager was Samuel L. Jackson, and he was trying to talk this man out of getting the room, but the man got the room anyway, and he stayed there, and the room like tormented him. Like, it allowed for him to see his shadow self. It allowed for him to see the things that he neglect and blocked from his mind. You know, so maybe some of you're going through that energy where it's like the things that you've submerged, it is coming to the surface. And it's like you have to deal with it now, you know. And maybe, you know, for some of you it's too late to make it right, but at this moment in time, it's just like it's time for you to get that out your system. It's time for you to get that off your heart. Maybe for some of you, you had a blocked heart chakra due to you submerging and ignoring so much pain. Okay, and maybe, you know, you were subconsciously taking it out on others, and you didn't even know it. You didn't even realize it. Okay. I really wish that I could remember the damn name of the movie, but I can't remember. But I know it was called like Hotel Room or Hotel and then the numbers of the hotel. It's a really good movie. It's really a good movie. It makes you think. But yeah, good luck with everything though. Alright, so next we have Cancers. Alright, what's up, Cancers? What's up? Let's see what's going on for you guys in this Taurus season. I feel like this Taurus season will be very fast-paced for a lot of you. I am picking up that you may be a bit bullheaded, or you will attract a lot of people who are bullheaded, or you're just feeling the Taurus energy, a very stubborn energy. Maybe for some of you, you're having issues with things. Maybe you feel like you aren't getting through to people, vice versa. I keep picking up on issues with like your cars. Maybe your car isn't starting properly. Maybe your car is putting. Maybe for some of you, you will have an issue when it comes to growth. I feel like it's either or. Either things are moving very fast paced for you, or there's this hesitation. Okay, if you are going against the grain, you will experience this hesitation. You will experience this bullheaded, stubborn energy. And I feel like you will know by the way people are treating you, by the way people are talking to you, and also you will know by the way your car acts. I know that's crazy, but that's what I'm picking up. I'm also seeing where something is being, Spirit is saying blown out of proportion. So be cautious of arguments during this time. And whatever someone says, don't read between the lines. I mean, it's what the fuck they said. If you are confused about what they said, then I guess you can ask them about it, but don't, don't get so stuck on what they said. And try to make yourself clear during this time as well, because once again, I feel like things will be blown out of proportion. I am picking up on miscommunication as well. All right, so we have 2 cards. A lot of people have been getting 2 cards. I'm really interested in how these cards came out. They are of the same family. We have Foundation and Achievements, which is the 4 of Wands. And then we have the 5 of Wands, which is Obstacles and Challenges. So that's really, really cool. And it's kind of interesting how I talked about, like, it's either things will move very fast paced for you, or you will go through delays. So it's kind of interesting how, like, the 4 of Wands and then the 5 of Wands, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. But anyway, okay. Okay. Spirit wants some of you to be aware of your shacking up nature, and you can take that how you want to. If you've been in a relationship with someone for some time and you guys are living together, one of you wants to get married. Whether you've talked about it or not, someone wants to get married, but I feel like there's hesitation with that, okay? On another note, I am picking up on a baby coming through, whether it's a baby between you and your partner or a side baby. I hate to say it like that. For others of you, there may be talks of adoption. Maybe you're thinking about becoming a surrogate, or there's someone around you who wants to be a surrogate for you, or just in general. When I see this card right now, I just keep picking up on blessings. That's what I see, like blessings of the home, blessing of a new adventure. Maybe for some of you, you are being blessed with a new home, okay? Or this will be a good time to raise the vibration of the home and the land and bring good energy into the home. Maybe Spirit wants you to surround your home, or the inside and the outside of your home, with colorful flowers or colorful decor, and that will raise the vibration of the home. Maybe Spirit wants you to eat colorful fruits and vegetables during this time. I am picking up that, my remote? I am picking up that children will be significant during this time of Taurus season, and you may find yourself interacting with a child who is very smart beyond their years, or a child that gets discouraged very easily, but they are very, very smart. I am picking up on a rift when it comes to family dynamic, okay? I keep picking up on son. Like, there's issues with the son. Like, either a son is moving out of the home, a son feels out of place in the home, or for my Cancer females, or maybe, okay, let me try to explain this one way. Women or men, if you are a single parent, I feel like if you are moving your mate in, for some reason, I feel like that's going to be like a conflict. Either you're moving your mate in, or you're moving your mate out. I feel like either or is going to cause a rift with a child, okay? For others of you, I am getting the message of stop pretending that you're happy. Stop pretending that you're happy. This is going to be kind of random, but I am picking up that for those who are dating, okay, how do I say this? If you are dating someone, like you have a child or children, and you're dating someone, and you notice that that person, you know, doesn't really interact with your child, or you know, they're kind of mean, you know, to your child, or you know, whatever the case may be. Um, I I feel like this person maybe envies your child or vice versa, or like they feel that your child or vice versa, whatever, is messing up the bond between the adults. So be cautious about that. Kind of interesting because I kept switching what was on my TV. So maybe for some of you, like, you may not be satisfied with some things during this time, and it's like you're changing things constantly. Like you aren't giving you aren't giving things like time to improve, or you know, time to adjust. You're like, whatever, either I like it or I don't. You may be in that attitude, or you may be dealing with someone who is like that. Okay. Um, Maybe there will be a clash when it comes to home decorating and home decor, especially, you know, if you are partnered up with someone or your partner moves in with you, vice versa. You guys, you know, may have a clash of interest when it comes to, once again, home decor, or how you want your home, the type of home that you want. Um, I am picking up that there will be some sort of celebration, there will be some sort of rejoice when it comes to a new home, a new step in life, or a new job, a new position. But be cautious of it being short-lived, okay? But on another note, I do see where others of you, if you have been going through conflict and defeat for some time, Spirit wants you to understand that it's okay to go back home. That's a message for someone. It's okay to go back home. Maybe you moved to a new city and you know you've been trying to make it. You know, maybe Spirit wants you to move back home. Um, or maybe, you know, Spirit wants you to just feel comfortable with yourself. With you having this frantic, panic type energy, you know, it's causing for you to attract these type of circumstances. But I keep picking up this message in regards to this card, like turning around, turning back around. Spirit isn't being too clear. Besides the message of going back home, maybe for some of you, you do need to turn around. Maybe for some of you, if you want to jump over this shit, you can. Um, Spirit is saying the steep, meaning the space or the gap of the bridges, is wider than you think. That is what Spirit is saying. So, in other words, for some of you, you know, maybe it will be best for you to just, you know, turn back around and go back home. Shit. You can really take that how you want to. But you know, if you can, just pray about it, you know, talk to your divine God and angels about it. Talk to yourself about it. Talking to yourself is very healthy. I recommend it. But yeah, just really understand that sometimes you can't fill in the gaps, even though you may want to, even though you feel like it may be easier to fill in the gaps. Sometimes we don't have the energy, nor the tools, nor the pace to fill in the gap. And, you know, that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to surrender. Sometimes it's okay to, you know, acknowledge the fault that happened. Kind of random. Spirit wants me to talk about me. But, years ago, I moved to a big city that I did like, but that city was just not for me. When I moved there, it was a lot of mishap. It was a lot of just disappointment and just bad things low-key happened in that city. But for the longest time, I did not want to move back to my hometown. Like, I just didn't. Like, and I was just so determined to prove myself wrong and, you know, kind of prove everybody else wrong, that I'll be fine in this big city. But eventually it was just like I had to go back home. And, you know, I'm still here in my hometown. And it was honestly a good decision for me to get out of my ego and get out of my ass and come back home. Like, I'm happy I came back home, to be honest. So, you know, maybe some of you, you're in that situation where it's just like, no matter how hard you try, or, you know, no matter what you have, you know, plans for yourself, sometimes it's just best to go back to square one and just start all over. And you can take that how you want to. But good luck with everything. Alright, so Leos. Hey Leos, what's going on for y'all? Let's see. What's going on for Leos in Taurus season? Okay, I feel like a lot of my Leos will be very playful during this time. Very frisky. Maybe for some of you, you will be horny. Or you may find yourself like wanting others to find you attractive. You may be doing love spells during this time. You may be changing up your appearance to appear more attractive. Or like you may be more dominant. Maybe you're asking people out on dates. Maybe you're the one talking to people first, regardless of if you are male or female. If you have been shy, I feel like you're kind of coming out of that shell, or you want to come out of that shell. But I keep picking up on like y'all like making the first move, and maybe this isn't necessarily like with love and sex and attraction. Maybe you're making the first move when it comes to just things that you want in general. But let's see what's going on for you. We have fertility. Okay. I am picking up this confidence. I'm seeing this beam of light when I'm looking at this card. I am picking up that many of you, you're getting your groove back. You're getting your stamina back. The number 8 is very significant for you guys during this time. I'm not sure if it's a time frame or just the number 8. To me, the number 8 represents expansion and karma. Be mindful of like you going through the same shit over and over again. But I feel that some of you need to be cautious of a trap, like you trapping yourself. Be careful of you getting pregnant or you impregnating someone to trap them. Okay, be very aware of that. But I am picking up that many of you, like, you have a lot to give, and you want to be seen as abundance. You want to be seen as a go-getter, or this will be how people view you. But at the same time, you must be aware of people taking advantage of you, because I do see this happening. I do see growth for you in your corner. I am seeing that. Spirit wants you to have more plants in your home, preferably plants like trees, whether it's like miniature trees or, you know, big trees. But for some reason, Spirit wants you to have a tree around you, whether it's in your home or you decide to nurture a tree that's already outside of your home. Because I keep picking up, you know, the energy of a tree, like the tree of life. You taking care of it, you watering it, you speaking to it, you touching it, you hugging it. I feel like this will help ground you as well. Okay. I'm also picking up on this mother energy. Maybe for some of you, you are connecting with your mother during this time. You're having a strong relationship. I can't get that out. you're having a stronger relationship with your mother. Maybe mother will be venting to you. If your mother is deceased, or grandmother, aunt, whatever the case may be, maybe you're dreaming of the women in your life, or female relatives that have passed. You're dreaming of them, or you're thinking of them. Excuse me. I am picking up on this abundant energy, like you're creating things. You have some things under your sleeve. Maybe for some of you, this will be a good time for you to master your craft. Okay? Something that you've created, something that you are creating, I feel like you're perfecting it, which is great. It's good, and Spirit wants you to be proud of that. Random. For some of you, you need to be cautious of a wicked person, okay? And Spirit may give you signs letting you know that a wicked person is in your midst. You may see spiders. You may dream of spiders. I see spiders as a sign of a overbearing, domineering woman. You may have dreams of, a woman attacking you, or within your waking life, you may have a hard time with women. You may find that women are more snappy, women are more catty, women are more judgmental towards you. So just be mindful of like the women in your life, or just women in general. Maybe for others of you, you are attracting more female deities and spirit guides. I keep picking up on this like feminine tone, this feminine vibration. Maybe you're connecting with the feminine side of you. Maybe once again, like I said earlier, you're doing love spells, beauty spells, attraction spells, glamour spells. Definitely a good time to do that. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which deals with Aphrodite. And like, it's the sign of beauty. Excuse me, it's the planet of beauty. It's all about your appearance, how you look, how you feel about yourself. So definitely embrace this energy. I feel like it could definitely benefit you. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if some of my Leo women, maybe even my men, I wouldn't be surprised if like you do change your appearance, you change your hair. But also at the same time, this energy wants you to take into consideration of your heart chakra. Really interesting, because the Geminis got the heart chakra card. So just understand like what is weighing heavily on your heart, what is taking advantage of you, what you need to love more. If you are showing yourself love, like if you're fulfilling your passions, your dreams, your goals, like Spirit wants you to be aware of the heart chakra as well. Maybe Spirit wants you to connect with more people. I feel like a lot of you are in a different headspace. So you're being hit with new opportunities, new people, in order for Spirit to see how you're treating it, how you're handling it. So maybe for some of you, you may feel as if you're being put on the spot. Maybe you will have to do some sort of presentation. Maybe people will look to your expertise, whatever the case may be. I'm also picking up on this nervous energy. So maybe for some of you, you will have issues of you feeling anxious periodically throughout the Taurus season. Maybe you are nervous at a big event. Be cautious about that. Try not to make yourself feel like a fool. But for majority of you, I feel like all eyes will be on you, whether in the physical or spiritual realm. I feel like I said this for someone. I'm not sure if I said this for you or for someone else. But yeah, but I just feel like there's a lot of peaceful energy, but also at the same time, just be cautious of catty energy, and make sure that you aren't catty nor gossipy yourself. Okay. But good luck with everything. Okay. So next we have we have Virgos. Lord, I forgot. Maybe Virgos, y'all will feel forgotten. Alright, well, let's see what's going on for my Virgos in Taurus season. Okay, I keep seeing like flowers. First I saw a bouquet of flowers, but then I saw an image of like someone like hiding themselves behind a bouquet of flowers. But then I saw an image of someone holding a bag that was filled with flowers. Um, and then I saw something else, but I forgot the last thing that I saw. But flowers are very significant. I see flowers as beauty. I see them as a token of love. I see them as a peace offering. I see it as the female organ. So maybe for some of you, the female vibration will be very significant. Maybe you're honoring your mother during this time. May is Mother's Day is in May. I forgot all about that. So yeah, maybe you're giving flowers to the women in your life, or you are receiving flowers if you are a mother. Maybe you're putting flowers on your mother's grave or aunt's grave, whatever the case may be. Maybe for some of you, you are focused on your feminine health. Okay, maybe for some of you, you will go through menopause. Maybe your period is heavy. Maybe you don't have a period at all. Maybe there's talks of pregnancy. Okay, or you're hearing about someone getting pregnant. For others of you, I am picking up. Be cautious of you hiding behind a facade. Okay. Or be cautious of someone hiding like a wolves in sheep's clothing. Be cautious of someone like that. Definitely trust your intuition during this time, and be cautious of the company that you keep, and be cautious of people that try to come in. Once again, I keep picking up on like this facade, this so something isn't what it appears to be in regards to a person. Okay. And I'm also picking up that some of you need to be mindful of you holding on to baggage. Maybe this will be a good time for you to clean out your closet, clean out items that you no longer use, maybe even clean out people. For others of you, I do see that you need to do a body cleanse. Not trying to be funny, especially if you've had sex with a lot of people, or if like you're still thinking about exes, or you this may sound kind of random. If you feel like a spirit is having sex with you, it's possible, it happens. Or if like you dream of like having sex with like a monster, or like you dream of being raped, maybe you will, go through rape. I keep picking up on like this violation of the female organ. Okay. If you do go through this, definitely cleanse yourself. Okay, definitely cleanse yourself. And if you don't know how, I recommend you contacting someone that deals with cleansings. Maybe for some of you, you need to see a gynecologist. Okay, but let's see what the card says. We have power. Okay. This is actually the Leo card. Some of you need to be mindful of the difference within something. What separates it? What makes it stand out? Maybe for some of you, you're in a predicament where you want to be heard. You want to be taken into consideration, but what you're doing isn't giving you the voice that you want to have, because you are still unheard. Hopefully that makes sense. So during this time, try to understand change and how you can change yourself for the better, how you can change your dialogue, how you can be seen, like why do you want to be seen, and how do you want to be seen, and what can you do to change that? Okay. I keep picking up this in regards to like work. Like maybe you want like employee of the month, or you want that raise, or there's a new position and everyone is applying for this position, but like you want to be the one that stands out. Maybe your job is like very competitive and it's like you want to be the one that stands out, but it's like, what are you doing to stand out? You definitely need to use your power in another way. For some of you, Spirit, this is kind of random. If you are into spell work, Spirit is suggesting for you to work with like Wiccan spells. I know that's kind of weird, but yeah, some of you need to work with like Wiccan magic in order for you to stand out. Like very like ancient, like Celtic type of spells in order for you to stand out. That may help you out during this time. Some of you may need to connect with your spiritual animal. And if you haven't done that, you can do that via meditation. Some of you need to understand, that you lost your power. How and why, that's something that you need to confess and understand yourself. But you know that you lost it, whether you've been in denial or not. You know that it's not as strong as it used to be. And it's recommended for you to really not only raise your vibration, but understand that you can get back on top. Understand that you can stand tall and that you can be the best you that you can be. Some of you really lost confidence. There was an incident that happened to you that caused for you to kind of like have your tail in between your legs, and you kind of lost your dignity. Okay? And people see that. People notice this change within you, and some may like it, some may not, but Spirit is just like, you have to stand tall. You have to see yourself as a prize, and you shouldn't sacrifice yourself or dumb yourself down in order for others to accept you. Okay? And in order for you to stand out, you shouldn't sacrifice yourself in a negative way. And you shouldn't like dumb yourself down. You shouldn't want to be like everyone else. And I feel that that's where majority of you messed up at. It's like you lost yourself. and you saw everyone else succeeding, you saw everyone else being heard, so you was like, hey, let me do what they're doing. Let me do that. They seem happy with, their shit. Let me do what they're doing. But no, Spirit wants you to be happy with your own craft. Spirit wants you to be happy with your own power, your own creation, your own mind. So definitely understand the inner voice within you. Some of you've really changed, but you're just noticing the difference. Like, you're noticing, like, oh, I was happier then, I was skinnier then, I was successful then. But it's like you aren't understanding, like, why it happened, how it happened, when it happened, and what you can do to not go back in time, but to be successful in the now and be successful in the future, And also, that's where a lot of us mess up at, is we look at how we were, in the past, and it's like we try to do the same things that we did in the past, when, maybe the past us that was successful, like, we went through that for a reason, and maybe Spirit got tired of us doing the same shit, instead of advancing, instead of, growing, we kind of stayed the same. Maybe Spirit was like, let's allow for them to fall down in order for them to pick themselves back up. But, majority of you just kind of stayed down, and you just dumbed yourself down because you felt that's what people wanted of you, and you believed that for yourself, you believed, well, if they want this for me, then it's okay with me too. And hopefully that makes sense. So it's definitely time for you to bounce back. Be as strong as you can be. I know I call y'all my little shells, but maybe it's time for you to come out of your little seashells. I can't say that. I can't say that fast. But yeah, it's time for y'all to come out of your shell. It's really time for y'all to come out. And, it's time for you to display who you really are and who you really want to be. And who cares if people don't like it? Who cares if, you lose people along the way? Just know that it's making you happy, and that's most important. And you will attract the right people and the right opportunities by being your true, authentic self. And, maybe also that's what Spirit wanted you to realize as well while you were in your downward moment, and instead of trying to be like the past self, and instead of trying to be what people wanted you to be, Spirit wanted you to understand your own growth in the now. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that message. All right, so Libras. Hello, Libras. My nose started itching. What's going on with y'all? Hopefully y'all doing good. All right, so let's see Libras. What's going on for my Libras? For Taurus seasons. All right, I feel that my Libras, you guys will really be Spirit is saying stuck on money. Excuse me, maybe for some of you, money will be highlighted during this time. Maybe fortune and wealth will be heading your way. Or maybe for some of you, someone owes you money and you want this money. Like you may be confronting this person, asking them when they're going to pay you back, or vice versa. Okay, I just kept seeing the money sign. Sorry, my nose is itching. So regardless of the placement, money will come into your life or go away from you. I feel like money will be very significant. The way that you view money, how you receive money, why is money being taken away from you? You need to understand all of that, and you need to reassess the way that you manage your money. For some of you, I just keep picking, for some of you, I'm picking up on this conflict. Like, you have to repair something. Like, something just always needs to be fixed. Like, you're always spending money. That's what I'm seeing for you in the Taurus season. And if you've already been going through this conflict, then Spirit is saying, why is this happening? What do you need to repair in another realm? Maybe in the spiritual realm, Spirit wants you to repair your relationship to them. You know, maybe Spirit wants you to repair the way you view money. You know, maybe Spirit wants you to repair the way you view yourself. You can definitely take that how you want to. But once again, finances are definitely highlighted. But the card that you have is obstacles and challenges. Someone had this. Cancers had this. Yeah, Cancers had this card. So with that being said, I feel for some of you, the moon may be a big deal breaker for you. Maybe the moon will be the reason why you are losing money during this time, or like why you have to like spend money, or maybe the moon will give you better luck and enhancements during this time. I'm also picking up that your emotional self will also be a big indicator on the way money flows in and out of your life. So definitely try to be happy during this time. Try to readjust your emotional self and your moods, okay? Because I feel like your emotional self will be very potent during this time. So if you are stressed and in your head a lot, or very anxious or very moody, then just know that you are going to attract a lot of situations that will cause for you to be more stressed and more chaotic and more moody. And also, if you do spell work, it will show in your spell work. So, you know, just please try not to be moody. Try to do things with a clear and level-headed mind. Spirit wants you to understand break. Maybe this is a Blake of, I said Blake. Maybe for some of you, you're dealing with someone named Blake. But Spirit wants you to understand the break of a flow. Maybe if you are a woman, or if you're dealing with a woman, maybe her period does not come on. Maybe there's talks of pregnancy, okay? For others of you, maybe you're losing a source of income, or a source of income is drying up. Ironically, my TV stopped after I said that. So that may be a sign. But whatever is delayed in your life, or whatever is hesitant, understand that it's hesitant for a reason, and Spirit wants you to take a closer look at it, okay? They want you to understand if you need to let it go, or if you need to enhance it, or just change your view on how you feel about it. If you need to do cleansing work, then do it. But definitely change your attitude. Definitely change your attitude. Spirit is saying be cautious of you walking into fire. Maybe for some of you, you're dealing with a fire sign, a very moody fire sign. Or you will find yourself attracting a lot of fire signs, or you will dream of you walking into fire, okay? I just feel like you need to be cautious of hot water. That's what's being shown to me. But understand that Spirit and your angels will be there to guide you, and they will be there to help you. It's just up to you to accept the help. Yeah. I keep picking up on the word call. Like, after I said your spirit guides and angels will be there to help you, I kept hearing the word call. So I'm not sure if they want you to call upon them. Um, if if you will receive a weird call from someone and they deliver a message to you, rather this is a human or a spirit, because sometimes spirit can contact us in the weirdest ways. But something calling, maybe for some of you, you need to be mindful of your calling during this time. Maybe spirit wants you to live out your purpose. Maybe spirit wants you to understand why you were brought here on this earth, okay? And maybe you need to take that seriously. Maybe that's the reason, for you going through delay and mishap, because you aren't really living out your calling, your true calling, your true purpose, okay? Maybe for some of you, you need to break the cycle when it comes to your offspring, when it comes to your family. Maybe this will be a good time for you to break generational curses, okay? Yeah, especially if you notice your family going in like a negative cycle, or maybe even like, with relationships of any kind, like if you notice like turmoil and mishap, maybe, it's a good time for you to change that. But once again, finances are definitely highlighted for the Taurus season for you all, but you need to be cautious of delay and mishap, okay? But good luck with everything. All right, so my Scorpios, what's going on for my Scorpios during this time? Let's see what's going on for you all in the Taurus season. All right. Okay. What I saw, I saw railroad tracks that were like going straight, and then I saw an incline of stairs, and there's this gospel song that popped in my head, when we all get to heaven. So maybe for some of you, maybe you go through a near death experience. Maybe you will have meditations of you or dreams of you going into heaven. Maybe there will be a relative who passed away and they come to you and they tell you about heaven, or they tell you about their afterlife, the other side. Maybe you want to know more about the other side. Maybe you will be able to experience that for a brief moment. um, Maybe you want to have a stronger relationship to your divine God, whatever you want to call God. um, I keep picking up that some of you, like, you're going to go on a journey, and this may be like meditation, or well, to get comfortable, or once again, like it may be like an astral projecting, it may be like lucid dreaming, but I just feel like some of you, like, you're going on a journey, maybe even like you're traveling. But regardless of how you take this journey, it's going to allow for you to move up. Whether you're moving up on your path, um, or you will have access to different dimensions, to another realm. I just keep picking up on like you're moving up. So I mean, that's a good thing. um, Maybe spirit is saying, you will be moving up in life during this time, and you can take that how you want to. But let's see what the card has for you. You have two cards actually. We have financial and material changes, and then we have harmony. Okay. Really interesting. You guys have steps. Who had that? Cancers. I think Cancers. Did Cancers have that? Yeah, they had the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands, and y'all have the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands. So it's kind of cool. And y'all are water signs. But yeah, and it's kind of interesting how the hands are significant. So if you are into spell work, maybe some of you need to work with the helping hand, the praying hands. You can get candles with Jesus's hand, or once again, like the helping hand, the praying hand. If you find candles like that, or if you find rituals that involve hands, the praying hands, Jesus' hands, the helping hand, definitely work with that. If you feel like you need to work with that, then do it. You don't have to. It's just a recommendation. But I am picking up once again that many of you will have a chance of experiencing bliss and stillness and satisfaction and peace. Even if you don't go to heaven per se, maybe you want to experience heaven, in the physical realm. You want to have a harmonious life. You want things to, work out for the greater good for you. And maybe they will. Maybe for some of you, you will go through financial and material changes. But Spirit also wants you to understand your role in making your life better. Are you relying on someone else? Are you waiting for someone else? Vice versa. What's going on with that situation? Spirit wants you to be in the vibration of you feeling comfortable and you being able to roam freely. And you can take that how you want to. Maybe for some of you, honey, if you entered in a relationship in April, that relationship may come to an end in the month of May. Or maybe relationships in general, some of them will come to an end, especially if one of you feel as if you're being used and abused in a sense. But I just feel like something is coming together. There's a plan working for you and things are coming together. Okay? Be cautious of, well, not be cautious, but, maybe for some of you, there will be an issue, with someone dying, and maybe you pray that this person, goes to the typical heaven. When I said that, I kept picking up on like a wheel inheritance. Maybe for some of you, this is someone who has already passed and you're finally getting your financial accommodation from this person. Or maybe someone is helping you out financially during this time. Oh, sorry, my baby's waking up. All right, y'all. So back to Scorpio. I really don't remember what I was talking about, but I still had y'all's cards laid out. The financial and material changes and harmony. Yeah, so some of you need to be, okay, this is what Spirit is saying right now. And I don't know if I said this in the last video, so if I did, I do apologize. But Spirit is saying some of you need to be cautious of your love life and your income. If your income has changed in negative ways, Spirit is saying, understand that you are with the wrong person, or you're thinking about the wrong person. You're chasing after the wrong person. Because for some reason, I keep getting this inflation energy is like up and down, up and down. But some of you may be going more down a downward spiral. Let's just say you just met someone and you like them and you think that they're very interesting, but you know, a couple days later or a couple weeks later, you lose your car, you lose your job, unexpected bills started popping up. You feel this void when it comes to this person in general. Hopefully I'm making sense. Spirit is saying, understand the energy, okay? And if you interact with someone longer than what you are supposed to, and you feel this void from this person, understand that there's a blockage for a reason, okay? Spirit is saying someone's bad juju may hop onto you. So once again, if you're dealing with someone who has money problems, you know, who's down in the dumps, it's going to come back to you. Or vice versa. Hell, you may meet someone who's very goal-minded. They're ambitious. They're determined. And this person, you know, they may help you get out of the gutter. They may help you with business ideas, okay? If y'all hear any noise in the background, people upstairs, they got a little girl and she just be loud. But yeah, and you may interact with someone who may help you in regards to your business, business goals, business plans. This may not be relationship oriented altogether, as in like love, you know, wise. You may find someone who is a colleague or, you know, family, you know, who may help or hinder you during this time. So just be mindful of your financial situation. Spirit is saying, if you notice that your income is decreasing or you're noticing more bills, you know, Spirit is saying, be cautious of your circle. Be cautious of the people that you surround yourself, that you're thinking about, okay? Maybe Spirit wants you to declutter your home. Maybe Spirit is saying you have a lot of blockages within you, body-wise, or within your aura, and you may be praying and wishing for some things to happen and you may not be receiving it. Spirit is saying, okay, you aren't receiving it for a reason. Okay, so definitely cleanse yourself as much as you can. But once again, if you find that things are increasing, then, you know, you're with the right team. Okay. That's really all I'm picking up for y'all. I ain't picking up too much, honey. I hate to be, you know, like that. But the main thing that I'm picking up on is like really understand your circle. Also, Spirit is saying there may be talks of like planning a marriage. Or like you may be planning a surprise party for somebody, an engagement party, and Spirit is saying, ooh, like this is going to cost a lot of money, because I feel that some of you want a very extravagant type of wedding or type of party. So, you know, it is going to cost a lot of money. Some of you, I'm picking up that some of you may meet love during this time frame. Even though this is in regards to like a financial card, I often see this as like life changes. I see this as like which path do you want to take, okay? So be cautious of how you let love alter your life, okay? And maybe, you know, Spirit wants some of you to love yourself a bit more, heal your body, take care of yourself, especially if you are in a damaging relationship or situation, you know, with family, whatever the case may be. Spirit is like, okay, think about you for once. I keep picking up this harmony card as like coming together, coming as one. At first I was trying so hard to make it seem like, okay, there's another person involved, but I keep picking up on like this union with thyself is what Spirit is saying, okay? So don't fight your own, I'm trying to say this in a way that sounds understanding, but like don't fight your spirit, you know, from coming into you. Maybe for some of you, like you felt out of balance, you felt out of place, and you know, I just keep picking up on like this rush of your spirit just like trying to come in, but there's this block, there's this mask that some of you are putting up. You know, maybe you are afraid of being yourself. Maybe, you know, you are afraid of, you know, being comfortable with yourself. Especially if you've placed a facade on for a very long time. yeah, that's what I'm really picking up for y'all. Yeah. But good luck with everything, y'all. Okay, so next we have Sagittarius. What's up, you guys? Hopefully you're doing awesome. You're doing great. Oh, Lord. All right, so let's see what's going on for Taurus season for you all. Off the gate, I don't know why. I feel like I'm out of character. I feel like I'm uncomfortable. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be in an uneasy situation, or there will be you know, some uncertainty going on in your field, is what Spirit is saying. Maybe for some of you, be cautious of you being like wrong place, wrong time. Maybe you're catching someone on their acts, you're catching some deceptive energy going on, or maybe others are viewing this within you. I keep picking up on this drowning energy. Be cautious of you drowning during this time, or maybe like you just feel drowned in emotions. You feel drowned, you know, in negativity, in stress and fear, in doubt, confusion. Maybe for some of you, you need to cleanse the energy of your home. Maybe you need to cleanse your home, get rid of the clutter. I keep picking up where some of you, like, you do feel lost, especially my young Sagittarius, like you feel lost. In regards to like life and the direction that you're going into, and you know, if you're making the right one, if you're making the right decision. I keep picking up on like this sudden fall, you know, where, you know, things were pretty good, like, you know, life was okay, life was decent, but it was like you guys got this weird wake-up call, and then like after that, life was just like, Lord, what the hell is going on? And, you know, maybe for some of you, like, you had quite a few ups and downs. But I feel like right now, Spirit is saying Taurus season is definitely your humbling season. You know, it's time for you to sit down and sit back and understand, like, the seeds that you're planting. Understand your strategies, understand how you can grow, and, you know, when's the right time for you to grow. I am picking up that, like, your heart is heavy when it comes to disappointment and sadness. Maybe, you know, you feel like you're letting yourself down, or you're worried about what family is thinking. Maybe family is, you know, in your ear quite often telling you, oh, do this, do that, or like they're bugging you. They're worried about you quite often. Okay, I keep picking up on like on this family connection where it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's like I feel that some of you, like, even though you're trying to keep your distance, at the same time, like, you kind of need them. Or maybe you are coming in contact with lost family, lost friends. If you were adopted, you may discover your real birth parents, or, you know, like your sisters and brothers, you know, like your blood family. You may be discovering them during this time. But let's see what the cards have to say. What's going on for Sagittarius during Taurus season? Okay, I feel like this is going to be a very hasty time for y'all. If y'all hear any noise in the background, it's people upstairs. They just, Lord bless their heart. But I feel like this is going to be what was I saying? I really forgot the fuck I was saying. That caught me off guard. I feel like this is going to be a hasty time for you. I keep picking up on the male symbol. Okay. I'm not sure if there will be a conflict with males, or you're having a hard time like with the masculine energy. Maybe for some of you, you want to, you know, be a leader. You want to play this dominant persona. Maybe some of you are having a hard time with that. Or maybe for some of you, you're coming off a bit aggressive instead of coming off as assertive. Hopefully that's making sense. So, you know, people may view you in a very negative way when you are not trying to come off that way. So, you know, you may go through arguments, and people like may tell you, hey, you know, you're demanding, you're coming off very snobby, rude, aggressive. Be cautious of someone trying to call the cops on you. I keep picking up where it's like someone is telling you, oh, you're angry, da da da, and it's just going to be annoying. But let's see what the card says. All right, so we have shadow. This is actually the moon. Okay. Oh, interesting. Some of you are definitely fighting with someone, or you're fighting with yourself. I feel for some of you like you're really trying to make sense on what's right for you. But to be honest, some of you need to be cautious of you living in outdated plans, outdated dreams, outdated seeds, outdated agenda. I keep picking up, it's like you're trying so hard to push through with something that you are familiar with, but unfortunately it's time for you to grow up. And I'm not sure, oh, my phone about to die, but I'm not sure if for some of you, like, you're having an issue with ego, because for some reason, the way that they're holding the wand, I kind of got this vision of like them like fighting over it. So, be cautious of like you letting your ego get the best of you, you letting your anger, your depression, the negative thoughts, you know, you letting that get the best of you to the point where you push people away. You make people say negative things about you, or vice versa. Flip it to how it resonates, okay? Maybe for some of you, you are dealing with a toxic person. And I hate to say toxic like that, but maybe you're dealing with someone, you know, who is kind of driving you crazy. Like, you're being nice to them and they're being mean. If you do find yourself in this predicament, try to put yourself through that person's shoes, to be honest, and just understand where they're coming from. Understand that they need to heal. Like, they're beating their self up about something that they have not accomplished, or they cannot accomplish, and it's eating them up inside, to the point where they're lashing their pain on others. And if you are doing this yourself, you need to pump the brakes, and you need to understand, like, why are you doing this? I got this voice in my head, and it said, why am I doing this to them? They're being so nice to me. Why am I doing this to them? They care about me. You know, so maybe for some of you, you may be fighting with family. Okay, or just like people that mean a lot to you. I feel like if you are famous, or if you are in the spotlight, I feel like this is going to be like a kind of a weird time, because I feel like you may be fighting with your fans, or like people may be disagreeing with you during this time. People may say that like you're crazy. I heard the term out there bonkers. That's what I heard. But yeah. Some of y'all need to do some shadow work. You need to understand like the inner you, the subconscious. Like, you need to understand that shit. You need to understand what you've been holding on to. You need to understand all the fouls in your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, your aura. Like, you really need to understand and dig deep as to why you feel just so crushed. That's the only way I can really put it. And, you know, some of you, like, you're low-key beating yourself up about, like, not getting ahead in life, not winning, or feeling as if, like, people don't understand you, feeling like the underdog, feeling like that, you know, the outsider. You must understand why you feel this way, okay? Spirit is saying, for a lot of you, you are meant to have success. You are meant to live in a land of luxury. That's what I'm hearing. But it's like you have to get to the other side. You must understand why there's a rope or why there is a line distinguishing the difference between dark and light, real and fake, poverty, fame, or like whatever you want to contrast. Okay, whatever situation you're in right now, and then the situation that you want, understand why it's different. Understand why you haven't gotten to the other side yet. You know, in order for you to understand the median. Okay, maybe for some of you, that's where you're losing your grips at, is the median. Understanding why there's a block there, why there's a line there. Hopefully that's making sense. But for others of you, I just feel like you're beating yourself up about something. And I'm not sure if, once again, I keep picking up on the past. I'm not sure if, you know, you're kind of lost in the past. You're thinking about someone from the past. I'm also hearing the term love and light. I'm not sure if some of you, like, you're stuck between love and light and then the dark side. That's what I'm picking up too. But I'm just seeing this, honestly, like it's an ego thing. I keep seeing this as an ego thing. And some of you, it's like you need to understand the difference of something. Like comparing, contrasting it. Like you need to understand the difference. How it can, you know, how it can be similar, how it can be different. And, you know, everything that's in common with it. Hopefully that's making sense too. If it sounds like I'm blabbling, I do apologize. But I'm just in this energy of like, what the fuck? Like, that's honestly how I feel right now. Just like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, why am I not here yet? And for some reason, I feel like I want to cry of frustration. Okay? But for some of you, if you are not in this situation at all, maybe you're just having a hard time with other people, like, understanding you. And, you know, maybe you feel like you aren't really heard as well. You know, maybe it's not extreme to the point, you know, where it's like you're fighting with other people, but just, you know, maybe you're just having a hard time understanding them. I feel like this message is more for like the younger Sagittarius, or no offense, the young-minded Sagittarius. Like, that's what I keep picking up on. I keep picking up on like a child, and no offense, or like a young adult that is like living with their family, or like they move back in with their family and it's like they're fighting with their family. Maybe for some of you, you allowed for, you know, your family to move in, and like you feel like they aren't respecting your wishes. I just feel like either you're being taken care of or you're taking care of someone else that moved back in. But it's just like they aren't understanding you. They aren't getting you. They aren't getting your wishes, you know, vice versa. And I just feel like, you know, there's issues with respect and the reality of their world and your world, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's just like some of you need to set legit boundaries and have a common ground. And if that goal is unreachable, then either you need to go or they need to go. I mean, it's just simple as that. And I hate to be like that, but that's the only way I can say it, because I see how annoying this is. I'm just in this energy of like just being so annoyed to the point where my head is literally hurting right now. Like, when I was really getting deep into y'all's energy, it's like my head hurts so bad. So I'm just going to move on. Good luck with everything, Sagittarius. I really hope it all works out for you. Alright, so Capricorns. Hello, Capricorns. What's going on with you? Let's see what Taurus season has in store for you. Really interesting. When I was reading the Sagittarius, I had a headache. But when I told Spirit that I was moving on to Capricorn, my head stopped hurting. So that's really interesting. Okay, so what's going on for Capricorns in the Taurus season? I feel that some of you are hungry. You can say that how you want to, whether you're, hungry where, you don't have food, or you're hungry for success. I keep getting the visions of a crocodile and alligator. And I feel that some of you need to protect yourself when it comes to outsiders and burglars. So be mindful about that. That was random. But I also feel that some of you need to be cautious of like just people coming in, people that do not mean any well, and like they're disguising themselves, like they're making it seem like they can help you, they can do this and they can do that, they can make you better, or like they're giving you a grand opportunity, but it's just like they're hungry too. So it's like eye for an eye, dog eats dog type of vibe. So make sure that you are not the prey. Okay. I'm also picking up Spirit is saying you will have this light bulb energy where you will have a better understanding, or you will gain clarity on particular situations that did not make sense in the previous months, maybe even weeks, but Spirit is giving a more highlighted energy towards months. Okay. And Spirit is saying you are coming closer to your dreams. You're turning them into reality, or it's like things are making sense now. It's like you know what you need to do to get to where you want to be, or like how can I say this? I don't mean to like over explain shit, but when Spirit wants me to do so, then I have to. But I keep picking up that some of you, like, you know how like you buy something and it requires for you to read the directions, but half the time you don't read the directions, you just want to see what you can fix up on your own? Spirit is saying now you are finally reading the manual. You're reading the directions. So it's not going to be hard for you. Or Spirit is saying, okay, we're giving you a leeway. We're giving you this manual to allow for you to understand your next moves and all that you need to do. Spirit is also highlighting the solar plexus chakra that deals with willpower, energy, intuition, connection to source. So also be mindful of your third eye and your crown chakra. The solar plexus chakra also deals with your inner child. It deals with vibration as well, and it also deals with karma. So just be mindful of all of those words that I said, and how you are using them to your advantage. If you hear any noise, I do apologize. But Spirit is also saying be cautious of greed. Okay, Spirit is saying we're giving you a dose of what you've been praying for in regards to some master plan, but we're seeing how you're going to react. We're seeing how you're going to react. For some reason, peaches are significant for you guys during the Taurus season. So you may be craving peaches during this time, or you need to work in the vibration of peaches. I see peaches as like calm countryside, maybe sexual innuendos, sexuality, root chakra as well. So be mindful of you feeling grounded. Be mindful of you feeling at home. Maybe Spirit will allow for you to have the chance to go back home to understand your family roots, to learn more about your family. Or maybe Spirit wants you to just like just feel at home. I keep picking up on like this homegrown vibe. Maybe Spirit wants you to plant things. Maybe Spirit wants you to be mindful of your spiritual seeds and the plants that you're growing and the labor that you're putting into it. How often are you watering your spiritual plants? Spirit is also saying that we're giving you messages. I keep picking up on this light bulb energy. We're giving you messages. We're giving you ideas. Once again, we're giving you clarity to solve a particular predicament and a situation that is harmful. Harm will be coming y'all's way, but Spirit is like, we got you. We're letting you see what the fuck is up in order for you to not go down this road that you've been going down. All right. If you want to work with yellow candles, you can as well. But let's see what's going on. What card do you have? We have the crown chakra. Really interesting because I did briefly talk about the crown chakra in regards to the connection to the solar plexus chakra when I said there's a connection to source. And then I talked about the third eye, and then I talked about the crown chakra. So that's really interesting. And I do have this tingling sensation on my crown chakra to my third eye, but it's not annoying to where it's like a headache like I felt in the Sagittarius reading. It's just more of like I'm connected to them. That's how I'm feeling. So let's see. Spirit is saying, take this time to slow down. Take this time to accept this journey with me. Take this time to understand the yin and the yang. Allow for the pieces to fit and or fall where they may. This is not a time for you to gamble, scheme, nor to do devilish things that are out of the norm for you. Spirit is saying there's a lot of fish that we want you to fry. And you can take that how you want to. Okay? Spirit is giving you opportunities. I keep picking up on the word innuendo. Maybe Spirit, when I see visions of windows, I see that as opportunities. But Spirit is saying, what do you want to do? Do you want to take that leap of faith? Do you want to run? Do you want to jog? Do you want to just stand there and let the opportunity pass you by? It's really up to you. Now Spirit is giving me the vision of a flower. Like, it's tall. It comes from like a bushy, how do I say this? Like when the flower grows wild, it's very bushy and it grows like it grows more fuck, I can't get this out, y'all. I'm sorry. It grows more in like a horizon type instead of like growing up. It grows faster like the long ways. Sorry, y'all. But the flower, like at the base, there's the stem, but like at the base of the flower is dark purple. But when it grows out, like the outside of the flower is white. So dark purple and then white. Spirit is saying this flower will be significant for you to plant in your home for good luck and mercy. Or you can meditate while looking at this flower. But Spirit is saying we prefer for you to have this flower in your home or to grow it outside of your home. Okay, a Spirit is saying this is an annual flower and you can get them anywhere. But the spiritual purposes of these flowers are very strong. These flowers are very underestimated and taken for granted in a sense. But these flowers they're good for protective energy and they're good for like strength. I keep picking up on like the energy of these flowers, and it is very, very strong. These flowers will protect your home, and they're saying this, and I have to be honest, vampires, negative forces, negative deities, and just negativity all around. Okay. Yeah. Spirit is also saying Kundalini. Kundalini. But Spirit also wants you to be mindful of the opportunities that they're giving you. Once again, they're really going to be connected to you, and you may feel it. Like you may hear the ringing of the ear. You may feel like a very good presence. You may feel like I'm feeling right now, like this connection, in your crown chakra, and it's not a headache, but it just feels just, I don't know, like just strong and pulling in a sense. Some of you may hear voices in your head, not bad voices, telling you to kill yourself or your family, but just voices saying, hey, I want you to write this down today, or I want you to go to the store today. And then you meet someone who has the knowledge of what you wanted to learn about. Okay, like you may meet someone who's very similar to you, someone who has the background of somewhere you want to be. I feel like Spirit is going to place you at the right place, right time. Like Spirit is really letting you in on some deep shit. For some of you, you may be tapping into like different dimensions, and you're learning more about the matrix. You're learning how to take your intuition or your powers to the next level. I just feel like this season is going to be very powerful for you. It's going to be very predominant and very profound. I can't even fucking talk right now, but I just feel like, like this is going to be big. Okay, for many of you, if you take this energy right, and if you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay, so sometimes some people, they may not be ready for that shit. They may not be ready to learn. They may not be ready to understand what Spirit has in store for us, especially if it's something very powerful and something very big. It happens sometimes. But I just feel that many of us are connecting like with source energy and source vibration to the point where it's just going to be incredible, and it's going to be strange. It's going to be loving. It's going to be frightening. And I say frightening because, like when you aren't used to the spiritual world, it can be kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first started out, like really accepting that spirits, talking to me, and I was connecting with like very powerful deities, and they were showing themselves to me, and like I could hear them, like it can be very intimidating, and it can be like very shocking. But at the same time, like when I really realized, like, damn, like I really connected with that, or they came to me, I don't know, like it was just like a very good sensation. And I feel that some of you, and you can take this how you want to, but some of you may be getting the message that you are the chosen one. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's what I'm picking up on. Like, some of you, like you may be the chosen one when it comes to a particular plan that your divine God and angels, whatever you want to call them, whatever you believe in, I feel like they're coming to you for a reason. They're giving you this deed for a reason. And it's like, okay, we're going to give this to you. We're going to see how you handle it. If you pass, you pass. If you don't, you don't. Shit happens. But we want to see how you can captivate this moment into making this about you, and to see how you shine. Some of you, hell, you may go through a dark time, maybe in whatever aspect. Maybe you're going through your rising of the phoenix moment. Really interesting, because I talked about this with one sign, but I can't remember who, where it's like they were a seed and they had to go through the darkness of the dirt, and then they were rising up into a plant. I don't remember who I said that about, but maybe for some of you, you're going through that moment. Maybe for others of you, like you're coming into this light energy. And I don't mean like love and light per se, but maybe your aura is a bit lighter. Maybe you're going into your own different dimension. I feel like we go through our own dimensions just as well as the world go through its own dimension. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. But I feel like this energy could be very incredible. Spirit is also saying very time consuming. It may be very draining as well. But at the same time, we're giving you permission to move forward. Okay? Ready or not, here I come. That's what I heard. Like, whatever Spirit is giving you, know that it's something big, and know that, like, they trust you with it. They want to see how you're going to handle it. They want to see how you move. Maybe they want to see how you move in a time of crisis. They want to see how you move during time of, like, fluidity and movement and, consistency. They just want to see how you handle whatever they're giving to you. Yeah. So, once again, Spirit is saying chosen few. The chosen few, and you can take that how you want to. But I feel like this Taurus season is going to be very powerful for many of you. So, yeah, hopefully this message finds you well. Okay, so hey, what's up, Aquariuses? Hopefully you guys are doing great. This is my second time trying to get to y'all's reading. But the first time I noticed that my phone was about to die. And also I noticed how I kept like stopping the video to check on things. So maybe for some of you, when it comes to the Taurus season, you are aware of maybe like your little quirky habits. Maybe for some of you, there may be an issue with OCD, or like just once again, like you're just noticing that you're doing this, you're doing that. Be cautious of distractions during this time as well. There's something else I wanted to say too. Oh yeah, when I said the first time when I was trying to record, I said, hey Aquariuses, my eye started hurting. It's not hurting that bad anymore, but maybe for some of you, you will have issues with eye problems. Maybe you are afraid of seeing the truth, seeing the reality when it comes to particular things. Now my eye is starting to hurt. Maybe for some of you, you may have issues of the past. Okay, maybe you need to be cautious of you bringing up the past. Maybe you need to be cautious of you reliving the past during this time. I'm also picking up on the word makeup. Maybe for some of you, you will be more fascinated with makeup. You're throwing away makeup. Be cautious of you making up with someone, especially if they've shown you multiple times that they ain't about shit. Or just maybe you're making up with someone. Be cautious of you like making up things, or someone around you is making up things to start trouble, to start drama. I am picking up issues at the workplace. I don't feel that some of you will get in trouble per se, but I am picking up that your name will be involved in some he said, she said, or it's just going to be like, really? Okay. And I feel that some of you may be in a situation where you want to confront the person that's talking bad about you, or maybe you do it. Yeah, or maybe for some of you, you're confronting yourself. You're confronting your demons. Maybe you're saying enough is enough of the stuff that you are putting yourself through. All right, I keep picking up on the words chance after chance after chance. Maybe you're just tired of, going through the same thing after the same thing after the same thing. And you're just like, look, I need change. I need change right now. But I feel like for some reason in Taurus season, many of you, you may not alter anything. Because you feel like either right now it's not the right time. You feel stuck. You don't want to go through change right now. You're tired of, doing something new. Like, whatever you're tired of dealing with, yet you're still dealing with it. Why? Like, are you okay with being in the vibration of comfort, yet you're complaining about it? Or you may be dealing with someone who is doing this themselves, where it's like they go through the same thing over and over again, or they go after different jobs with the same title or the same description, yet they complain about the same stuff, and it's just like, okay, enough is enough. You know, I just feel like it's the same shit, different day, really. Is what I'm picking up on. So, yeah, be cautious about that. I'm also, this card will not go back in the deck. Sacrifice. Some of you may have to learn to sacrifice something. Even if you don't want to do it, you may just have to sacrifice it. Alright, but let's see what's going on. Dang. If you have any questions, or if you want me to talk about something particular, I do recommend that you go to my website, www.thesunnyglow.com, because some of you are like, oh, talk about this. Please, let her talk about this. If there's something that you want me to discuss, please go to my website and get a personal reading so that I can help you break down whatever it is that you want to know. Alright, but let's see what's going on. Aquarius says, what's going on for Taurus season? For my Aquarius says, what's going on? The words that I'm picking up on are shedding of the skin, admiring, disappointment, learning, process, handling, handle time, forgiveness, forbidden, mishap, mistake, awareness, confusion, lockdown, suddenly, burden, witch's broomstick, fame, fortune, control, and honor roll. That was kind of random. But yeah. When I saw the vision of the snake and it's shedding its skin, it later turned into a vision of two snakes wrapping around a man, and the man was scared and the snakes were like in attack mode. So maybe for some of you, you need to be cautious of two-timey people. You need to be cautious of someone trying to get you in trouble. Once again, someone bad mouthing you, someone saying, oh, you said this, you did that, and you know, you may be attacking the group because of it. Or you know, this person is going to play the victim and they're going to make it seem as if you are the aggressive one. So be cautious of motherfuckers like that. I feel like some of you already have a snake in your midst, and it's like it's a matter of time that this person will attack. Maybe for some of you, you're dreaming about snakes. You see snakes. You hear other people talk about snakes. Once again, to me, snakes represent envy, secrecy, deceptive people, but it also represents transformation, healing. For some reason, Spirit wants me to talk about the womb. Maybe for some of you, you want to have a pregnancy during this time. I hate to say this, but be cautious of some of you having an ectopic pregnancy or a stillborn. I hate to say that. For some reason, Spirit is showing me the number 6 in regards to a stillborn. Maybe something will happen when you're like 6 months pregnant for some of you, or like you hear of someone having a stillborn at 6 months, or in the month of June. You know, and I hate to give news like that, but I have to tell you what Spirit is telling me. Maybe for some of you, if there is no talks of pregnancy, maybe there's issues with maybe for some of you there's talks of abortion for you or someone around you, or there's medical issues once again for you or someone around you. For some of you, if you are in the medical field, or if like you deal with crisis, like families in crisis, patients with crisis, like a social worker, maybe a hotline operator, I feel like you are going to hear something about a young girl, um, between like teenagers to like 30, and either she's getting an STD or, oh no, all right, sorry about that. I had a distraction and I don't even remember what I was talking about. But two cards are popping out for you all, and it is choose wisely and throat chakra. Okay, really, really interesting. It's kind of cool because I did talk about some of you, like you may go through an incident where someone may be talking bad about you, or it's like you're confronting the person, or maybe you confronting yourself, whatever the case may be, and it's like, what, like you're going through the same thing, like you want change, but some of you may be stuck in comfort. I have another thing to say. Some of you, you're moving around too much. Either you're hopping from job to job to job, you're hopping from place to place to place, from idea to idea to idea. And Spirit is like, look, we get it. You're lost. It's okay. We go through that. Hell, I went through that when I was in the physical realm. But you need to settle down, understand your truth, and understand where you are coming from. Some of you may have an issue of you feeling as if you are not important, or you aren't getting the major feedback that you had intended when you started a particular journey, goal, whatever the case may be. Spirit is saying, some of you had this dream of having a very flamboyant purpose. Some of you have the understanding that you are meant to be in the field of being of service for others. You may be in a particular field where you are helping others, but you're getting negative feedback, or you're surrounded by people that are just all together, because you are not meant to be in that type of limelight. Spirit really wants you to understand your field, okay? They want you to understand stepping stone. Ain't nothing wrong with a stepping stone. None at all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But some of you, I was about to choke on my words, but some of you, you need to understand that stepping stones are stepping stones for a reason, and you can't just stay at the same spot, but yet you're wanting change. Maybe you've moved up a bit, but it's like, I'm not happy. I still want change. I want change. I want change. But it's like you moved up in the same company. You have a different title in the field that's similar to the thing that you were complaining about. Like, and hopefully that's making sense. But Spirit is just like, what are you doing to change that? Some of you, you're meant to be something totally different than what you are currently employed in. I feel like I've talked about this for y'all again, so I'm not sure if it's coming back around. Really interesting with the throat chakra popping up. We are in Taurus season, and the Tauruses are the ruler of the throat chakra. So I feel like this Taurus season is going to be very significant when it comes to you expressing yourself, when it comes to you verbalizing your ideas. Be cautious of you saying things and meaning them, and following through with action, or you say things and you don't mean it, or You know, you don't follow through with actions. Like Spirit is saying, look, you will be under a magnifying glass all this season. Okay? And I feel like the heat will be placed on you. So with that being said, some of you, like, you may feel guilty about something. You're like, damn, what did I do? Or you may feel like the heat is on you. You may feel this urge to, like, do something different, to, you know, change something. Maybe, you know, you will go through a drastic change of, like, changing your appearance, changing your ways, changing the company that you keep. I just feel like Spirit is like, you must change something. You have to change something, okay? But most importantly, you really need to change your ways and the direction that you're going into, okay? But Spirit also want you all to talk to them, you know? Talk to your divine guardian angels. Let them know what you like. Let them know what you don't like. Let them know what you need help with, you know, whatever the case may be. And Spirit will communicate with you in the ways that you will understand. And if you don't understand, then honey, either that shit won't for you or you're overlooking it. But I just feel like some of you, like, there's change when it comes to career, or you will have the opportunity to change your career. But Spirit is saying, okay, it's really time to do something totally different. Hell, maybe for some of you, like, you have a dream of, like, owning your own restaurant, or, like, you know, being an entrepreneur. I feel like many of you, like, you have this dream of, like, owning your own business. Like, that's the main thing that I'm picking up on. But it's like you're still working under others, you know, like, you don't have your own shit yet. Like, that's what I'm picking up on. And, you know, maybe Spirit is like, we're waiting on you. Why do you keep dropping the ball? So Spirit, at this moment in time, Spirit is just like, you tell us what you want. You may be telling others what you want to do, but you tell me what you want, and I will make that happen for you when I feel like you're ready. And not only that, like, you have to be ready. You have to be ready to go through that change as well. For others of you, I feel like you need to be mindful of, you know, throat aches. Maybe you're coughing more than usual. You have a sore throat. Maybe, you know, you feel like you can't speak. Maybe there's nervousness going on. If you do feel this way, Spirit is letting you know, hey, talk to us. Talk to us. What is something that you aren't getting off your chest? Okay? Or maybe this will be a fragile time for you to speak your truth. You know, for you to express something that's bothering you. You know, something that's hurting you. And I feel like you may be saying this to family or close friends, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But Spirit is saying, they're giving me what I talked about earlier, the shedding of the skin, like the snake shedding of the skin. They're saying, like, you're going to have to let some things go. You're going to have to let some people go. And hell, this may be family. This may be friends that you've known since damn kindergarten, you know? But Spirit is like, you have to change your ways of holding on, or like being comfortable, you know, or just dealing with people because you have history, dealing with something because you wanted it to work so bad, like it was your passion, it was your dream, but at the same time it's draining you. Spirit is like, what more do you want? Do you want to endure 10 more years of confusion and uncertainty, or do you want to step into a path and a lifestyle that means you well, all because you really listen to your true heart desires this time? I feel that many of you, you're getting older, and you understand that things change. You know, something that you were passionate about 5 years ago may have been the old you 5 years ago. You know, some of you, like, you may be in a new space, you may be in a new, you know, chapter in your life, and you're just like, hey, you know, I don't find that appealing anymore. Okay? Maybe for some of you, this may be in regards to relationships as well. You know, you may be in a situation and it's just like, I'm not really feeling it. You know, I don't really like this person anymore. But just make sure that you feel this way because this is really how you feel, and not because this person is just being annoying for a day or two. You know, like really understand how you feel and make sure it isn't temporary. You know, make sure it has some sort of foundation to it. Hopefully that's making sense. I think my baby's crying. Yeah, y'all hold on. Okay, Graces, I am back. Please forgive me if my energy is like kind of dull. I'm low-key tired. It's after 1 a.m. and there's so much stuff that I want to do. So yeah, but I don't really remember what I was saying previously, but there's something that I wanted to say that I kept reminding myself to say when I got back on camera. With it being Taurus season, and Taurus season, not Taurus season, excuse me, Taurus is just off the gate, their vibe is very earthy. They are an earth sign, and they are ruled by the planet Venus, which represents the appearance of things. So maybe for some of you, you need to be cautious of the appearance. Maybe, did I say that? Like, y'all wanted to like change your appearance? Did I say that? Oh, I can't remember if I said that for y'all. Y'all, please forgive me. What else? Be mindful of the things that you say. That's like, I don't want to repeat myself. I really, really don't. So I do apologize, but I am going to end it here. Aquariuses, good luck with everything though. Alright, so last but not least, we have Pisces. Alright, my Pisces. What I heard was rulers of the ocean. So that's kind of interesting. So some of you, there may be an attraction to mermaids, to fish, to just animals of the sea. Maybe you have a strong connection to Atlantis, or the gods and goddesses of the ocean. Maybe you're watching Little Mermaid, Free Willy. Damn. During this time, a lot of cards popped out. Make sure, first of all, how are y'all? Hopefully you're doing good. Make sure, Spirit is like, Spirit wants you all to be cautious. Like, they keep giving me this vibe of like warning. It's like, I want to warn you when it comes to something, but then it's like I lose my train of thought as to like what I want to warn you about. So just pay attention during Taurus season. Make sure you are understanding of make sure you understand the difference between your wants and needs. And please forgive me if you all like hear this like weird noise. I keep sliding my leg and it sounds like a farting noise. I just had to throw that out there because I didn't want anyone to think that I like farted on camera. But I digress. When I connect with you all's energy for the time frame of Taurus season. Okay, Spirit is giving me the word cave, and I'm also seeing an ocean wave. Okay, so some of you, you may have issues of you feeling secluded from things, feeling like you're in the dark. There may be a sense of entrapment, is what I'm picking up. I'm also picking up that some of you may be attracted to go to the ocean. You may like randomly smell like salt water. Maybe you will be using salt water for spells or in your baths. Maybe for some of you, there may be issues with intruders. I feel like I said this for another sign. I feel like I said this for 2 signs actually. Maybe it was 1. I know I said something like that for the Capricorns. I'm not sure about anything else. But yeah, be mindful of intruders. Rather, this is in the physical or spiritual realm, and you can take that how you want to. I keep picking up on crash. Like when I think about a wave, I keep picking up on like crashing down, crashing down. Be cautious of accidents with like, you know, boating accidents, or if you're going surfing, you know, there may be an issue of like drownings, or like shark attacks, stuff like that. Maybe for some of you, you are dreaming of the ocean, you're dreaming of caves during this time. Maybe for some of you, you may be dreaming of sharks. For some reason, I feel like the womb is very highlighted during this time. Maybe for some of you, you may feel as if you're pregnant. You may have pregnancy symptoms. Some of you, you may go through a phantom pregnancy, or someone around you goes through a phantom pregnancy. For others of you, I am picking up there may be issues with your stomach. You may suffer from bloating during this time. I'm also picking up some of you, you may have stomach problems as well. There seems to be a lack of understanding when it comes to like your direction. Some of you are having a hard time, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean any harm by it. I do apologize that I am dark. Let me try to lighten it up. But Spirit is saying some of you, damn, I should write. Spirit is saying some of you may have a hard time like growing up, and that shit is bright. God. Some of you may have a hard time growing up, or like, let me say that differently. Some of you may have a hard time in regards to the future. Like when someone asks you, oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, you don't really know. Like, you may say, you know, where you see yourself in 5 years, but it's, Spirit is saying like there may not be confidence behind your words. Maybe for some of you, with me being in the dark and then I changed it to light, maybe, you know, for some of you, you have been in the dark for some time. Maybe you went through some miscommunication, some confusion, maybe some sort of trauma, some sort of incident may have like rocked you off your course. But it's like now you have the opportunity and the chance to like get back on board, get back on your boat, and, you know, sail again. But at the same time, like, even though you're granted an opportunity to, you know, experience life, or, you know, to move forward, you're just like, I don't know if I'm on the right path. I don't know really what I want to do. So some of you guys, you know, you may be questioning, you know, like just your journey right now, and that's okay. It happens. So, you know, be aware of you wanting to stay where you are, because, you know, like you feel as if you are successful with what you are doing right now, or, you know, once again, it's comfortable. It's, you know, it's familiar to you. But Spirit, for the Taurus season, Spirit is just like, okay, look, we get it. We understand, you know, your feelings right now, but at the same time, we really want you to grow. Spirit is saying we admire your growth. So maybe for some of you, you need to take a look back on your life and, you know, understand how far you've gotten Maybe, you know, the past self you would be so proud of the you now and where you are and, you know, what you've accomplished. So, you know, it's okay to go back, you know, in that aspect, just to, you know, see how far you got and see what you've learned, see what you've experienced. But at the same time, you know, spirit is just like, okay, it's time to grow. You know, it's really time for you to mature. It's time for you to understand where you want to see yourself, you know, in the next couple of months or the next couple of years, and just say it with passion, say it with confidence and charisma, to be honest. I, I just feel like there's some hesitation with your energy. Um, and I feel like a majority of you mean well, but at the same time, like, I am picking up that some of you, like, there's just some disappointment. You know, especially if you feel like you aren't progressing the way that you want to progress. And, you know, it's okay. It happens. It happens. Well, let's see. What's the card for the Pisces for Taurus season? And I will say this, like, when I was in the dark, I felt like so drowsy and just like, whatever. And then, like, when I switched over to something else, and it's actually the ocean, that's what I'm looking at right now. Like, I just feel like more alert. Yeah, so maybe for some of you, if you notice that, like, you're, you know, slouchy and just like that, maybe you need to change your scenery. Maybe you need to change the color scheme in your home. All right, so we have two cards for you. We have, oh, this is interesting. Passion ignited and mental conflict. I say this is interesting because we have like steps, like 1, 2. You weren't the only sign that got that. Was it the Cancers? Did the Cancers get that? I know the Scorpios got it. I can't remember if the Cancers got it. That would be so neat if, like, the water signs just got it. So if the water signs did get that theme of, like, their cards having, like, you know, a sequel, then, you know, maybe my water signs, like, you're going through an energy of, like, a legit stepping stone, or it's like you have the advantage over other signs. Once again, if the water signs gotten the step thing. Okay, so when I see this card, the Passion Ignited, I see this as the self-love card. So maybe for some of you, like, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. When I see this, as of now, I keep picking up, okay, normally I see this card as, like, your inner voice, inner backlash, inner demons, and that's kind of interesting because I did say, I think I said, I can't remember, like, don't be so hard on yourself. And if I didn't say that, I'm saying it now, don't be so hard on yourself. But I feel like I said something to that degree of, like, you know, like, you may be, I forgot what I fucking said, please forgive me. But maybe for some of you, like, you may be going through a lot of deja vus, or feeling like this has already happened, feeling like you already said this. If you are in a situation where you constantly have to repeat yourself and you don't see any change, child, love you first and put yourself first, and just understand that person does not give a fuck about you because they aren't even trying to listen. Really, if they don't get it by the second or third time, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. But I'm also seeing this card as like someone else is in your head. Maybe for some of you, you may be hearing voices during this time, whether good or bad. But I keep picking up on, like, another voice as in, like, another person nagging you, beating you down, like beating you up in a sense. So be cautious of you having dealings with someone who may be verbally or mentally, emotionally abusive. Um, if you are and vice versa, flip it to how I resonate, honey. If you are in this situation, it is recommended for you to really take a step back and find the power and the justice and the self-love within you in order for you to not let this person or entity affect you. Spirit wants you to cast a white light, like a circle of white light surrounding you, okay? And especially when it comes to your heart chakra. And they want you to protect yourself with this white light. They want you to feel radiant. They want you to feel like nothing can affect you and nothing can harm you because you aren't allowing for it to happen. I just don't like this card right now. Like, I don't. Because I feel that some of you, like, it's another person. And maybe, you know, it's another deity, like, or entity, excuse me. It's another entity, like, saying negative things, you know, saying hurtful things. Like, oh, kill yourself, kill your family, you know, stuff like that. And I just don't like it. But Spirit really wants you to understand that you need to protect yourself. You need to guard yourself. And you need to surround yourself with, you know, whatever color light you want, preferably gold or white. And just understand that you are protected. Spirit is also saying that some of you need to come clean in regards to how you really feel about yourself. If you don't like yourself, let the shit be known. You know, let it be known. You know, understand why you don't like yourself. Or, you know, maybe you're dealing with someone, excuse me, who is like this, you know, where they're always complaining about themselves. And, you know, maybe you can attempt to help this person when it comes to self-love. Now, Spirit isn't saying, hey, take on this person's pain, their trauma, unless you're getting paid for it. But I mean, even if you are, you know, if you are a therapist and you're getting paid for it, like, you can only take so much. You know, you can only endure so much. So if you are encountering someone who has, you know, this Debbie Downer suicidal type of personality, and, you know, you try to tell them, hey, you know, let's do this, let's go out and have fun, you know, let's meditate, let's pray, whatever the case may be, and they're just like, no, I don't wanna. It's like they aren't helping or bettering the situation. Then you, child, pray for them from afar and just move the fuck on. Especially if it's not doing you any well. Because I'm also seeing how someone's negativity and Debbie Downer attitude is draining the life out of you. And you may be doing this yourself. Okay, so you may notice that people don't want to be around you or whatever the case may be. Or maybe for some of you, if you are in this line of work where you're a therapist, you're, you know, social worker, you're a crisis worker, maybe even a doctor or a nurse, whatever the case may be, where it's like you're interacting with people who are always complaining, always in pain. You know, you may not like what you're doing anymore. And you may just be like, look, I want something more happier. I want something that makes me feel complete. You know, I want to create something that makes me feel bubbly and giddy inside. So, you know, some of you, like, you may decide to change your career during this time. Really interesting. I said this very similar message to the Aquariuses, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's mainly what I'm picking up for y'all. And I don't want to ramble nor say the same things, but yeah, that's really what I'm picking up for y'all in regards to the Taurus season. But I hope that you guys found these messages well. Good luck with everything, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.